They take him, put him in that tomb, and quickly seal it. A stone is rolled across, and there are Roman and temple guards to see that they don't steal the body. They go home, they're completely lost, completely, their world has ended. They go to the upper room. On Sunday morning, Mary of Magdala passionately loves Jesus. You know why? Because she had been forgiven much. She loved much. She was so demon-filled, and Jesus delivered her and brought her to her right mind. She loved him. And she had to see that he was buried right. So she goes with her own burial ointments to the tomb, had made arrangements with a couple of other women, and they go, and the stone rolled away. And there's an angel sitting there, and he says to them, "Why do you look for the dead among the living?" And he said, "Oh, go tell Peter and the disciples that he has risen." So Mary runs. She just runs and tells the disciples. Well, sure, here's this crazy woman. He has not risen. But Peter and John decide they'll go check it out. And they get there, they run in, and Peter runs in first. He just aces right by John. He gets in there, and the tomb is empty. They go back to tell the others. Mary of Magdala is crying uncontrollably in the garden there. Where have they taken him? And she hears a voice behind her. She thinks it's a gardener until he says, "Mary." And she knows. She says, "Rabboni," and goes to grab him. Just to hold him. But he says, "Oh, don't touch me yet, because I have not yet gone to my Father and your Father with the keys of the kingdom." He had gone down to hell. He had said to Satan, "Give me those keys. I am the victor." And so he said to Mary, "Now just go and tell." And she becomes the first evangelist. Isn't that wonderful? A woman. For all times, Jesus, through that 3 years, elevated the status of womanhood. Before that, they were nothing. He elevated their status to the point where Paul said, in Jesus, there is no male nor female. There's no Jew nor Gentile, no Scythian or Caspian, whatever. And so Mary. And Jesus then appears, to them several times. And to the road to Emmaus, the two that walk with them. And afterwards they said, "Didn't our hearts just burn within us?" When he opened up the scriptures. And, but they didn't recognize him. Not until they asked him to have supper, and he broke the bread, and their eyes were opened. And then they said, "Our hearts just burned within us." They couldn't wait to get back to Jerusalem to tell everybody. Jesus appeared many times, and in his risen body, like ours will be. He didn't have to open a door. He just walked through it. And yet he was real. He said to Thomas, touch me. I've got scars here. See on my hands. And Thomas said, "Jesus, the Son of God." And 40 days he was around. On that 40th day, they all gathered out there where they had, James, John, and Peter had seen the transfiguration. They had been privileged to see Jesus in all of his glory, as we will see him someday. And they go to that same place. And Jesus has taught them, he's readied them, and he said, now I must go and wait in Jerusalem until the Holy Spirit comes to you. He had told them about this repeatedly, and he is taken up. And the angel said, you know, the same way that you have seen him go up, he will come again to you. And that's what we're waiting for, right? I'm just waiting for that day. Every day I say, will this be the day? And the older I get, the more I'm saying it, because I thought it would be in my lifetime, and I still do. And all the signs are lining up. We can't mistake the signs. It could happen any day. And he will come that same way. You know, we'll hear the shout of the angel. We'll hear the shofar horn blow. And then Jesus himself, with a mighty shout, is going to descend. And at that time, the dead will rise first. And then we who remain, all of you, all we who remain, will rise with him to meet him in the air. And we shall be like him fully. We shall be complete. Spirit, soul, and body. He is coming again. Are we ready? Are we ready? Will we live for him? Will we just spend such time with him so that we can be those who are going to really sit close up and know him, like Mary of Bethany, who knew he was the only one who really realized that he had to go to the cross, and prepared him for burial with her own ointments. Can we know him like that? That is my desire. To every day know him more. To every day I decrease, like John the Baptist said, and he increases. Every day that we produce more fruit, abundant fruit, just glorious fruit. Every day that the gifts will be stirred up in us so that we can go into the harvest field, because the harvest is great and the workers are few. And this is the last great ingathering. Right now, we're in it right now. So can you be ready? Can you spend enough time with Jesus? Can he be first and foremost in your life so that he can speak to you, he can send you, he can go with you, you can be yoked with him, you can walk with him, you can talk with him, you can hear him, his voice, the voice of the Holy Spirit, speaking, saying, this is the way. Walk ye in it, whether to the right or to the left. You don't have to wonder. He will tell you what to do. So, that is it. And are we ready? Are we ready? Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord.